And all I can say, Jonathan does not make a decision lightly, like a lot of these decisions. He really considers all sides, and he takes in a lot of different data and really tries to make the best decision possible. I can't speak more than that because I don't work for GFO.
Oh, for sure.
But I can just say that, he's a very, very, very thoughtful person, and he's, very professional. So
he's the first minister to ask me to come and talk to him about it.
Really?
So I was incredibly pleased with that, and it was a very respectful conversation.
Well, that's great because he tries to make as much time as he can. He always feels bad because he's out of town all the time. He's doing ministerial stuff. But every time he's here, he requests that Cynthia, the woman he sits here, he always requests that she fills his calendar as much as possible with people. Yeah, so that's his style, and then he asks that we do the same. So every time there's a protest, we always try to be as accommodating as we can. We bring up water, or whatever we need to do.
I noticed you have dog water.
Yeah,
in front of your office.
I was out there not too long ago. It looks dirty, so I'll have to replace that. The dogs get it quite dirty.
And he told me he's going to the youth school strike for climate change.
Yeah, he's doing that.
And I just thought that's fabulous. So anyway, I wanted to know we've had his back. We're very determined in this issue with the PRV, but we know he's in it for the fight. So.
Well, and I'm glad to hear that. And I mean, a lot of people come in here and think that because there hasn't been a decision made, or because things take a long time, he must be against it. And I mean, that's not always the case. Like with the fishing in this area, it took a long time to make that decision. But then
that's how we know he has guts, because he did that.
I'm not sure if you saw the protest out here for the sports fishermen. There was hundreds. And then the conservative person who's running in this area came here and was talking to them all, and it was like, wow. So yeah, he gets a lot of pressure from a lot of different sides, right? Yeah. So I think he does have guts. I've seen him, do some gutsy things before.
Yeah.
So
So I just wanted to let him know that we're here to show support for the right decision on June 4th, which would be to start screening for PRV.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to.
People often come in here and ask me, what's going to happen? And I literally have no idea. Because I don't work for the department, and how it's supposed to work is this office is supposed to be completely different, right?
Yeah, I understand that.
Right? So I'm in the dark as everyone else.
Yeah.
But I get a lot of people coming in here and, yelling at me about certain things, and I'm just like, if you want to come in and complain about certain things, I get it.
That's when your MP's a minister, though.
I know. No, it's part of the job. I fully understand that. And I mean, this is democracy. These doors are open. This is supposed to be what it's about, right? People come in here, voice their opinion, and that's the system, and this is the wonderful system. So I got no problems with that. Man, sometimes it's hard when people come in and are yell at me and stuff, and I'm like, hey, whoa.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm a constituent here. I helped to get Jonathan elected. I worked pretty hard. Not this next time unless he starts making the right decisions.
Okay.
I've let him know. I write often. I'm out here every Friday. I often write and I don't get a response, and if I do get a response, it's the government line. And he's never specifically answered specific questions, and I've even sent an email back saying, but please, you still haven't answered this. Typical politician style.
Have you ever met with Jonathan? Have you had a meeting with him?
Well, what I did was I organized to get the IPCC report delivered here.
Yeah.
And then after me coming after you guys, asking an email, phone, we want a meeting. We were finally granted half an hour.
Yeah.
And we were told that only 3 people could come in the room. So I chose the 3 best people that I knew to go in. I couldn't add to the conversation, so I actually stepped back. And these 3 gentlemen went in. One is I don't know if you know Owen Finn. He's Sea to Sky. He's sorry, and I'm quite nervous right now.
No, it's okay.
He's a physicist, but he's also worked for KPMG. He's 71. He's retired, and he's a brilliant guy. And he knows his facts and his figures. And he's met Jonathan before. He came in. He was one of them. The other guy was a sea shepherd who knows a lot about walkers.
Okay.
And then the third guy was a constituent here, and he's very involved in the environmental movement as well.
Okay.
And the takeout, when we came out, we had a debriefing. He said that climate change is only 5th on Canadian constituents' list of priorities. Therefore, it's kind of like only 5th on the government's list of priorities. And he said, and it's up to us to educate the public. That was his takeaway.
I wasn't in that meeting, so obviously I can't say anything to that. So I'll have to take your word for some of the things he said.
I wasn't in the meeting either. This
Yeah.
was just the debrief, the sort of the takeaway from it. Yeah.
I know that Jonathan, we just had a meeting this morning with a constituent, and it focused a lot on climate change. He was a climate change denier, and it kind of got a little bit heated about a lot of the data and the impacts that it's going to have. So, I've seen him.
Big Oil spent $1 billion last year. $1 billion.
Yeah, no problem.
On this information.
Well, I know, and so I spoke with him after and talked a little bit about that, and I